Hello and welcome to Scooter's Review. Today I am coming to you to review the Journeyer, the Salsa Journeyer, and I have the new Salsa Journeyer Sora 700C bike that I just recently got from REI. And I just wanted to walk everybody through the process and what it would look like for your purchase of a bike that's similar, or maybe even this very same bike from REI, which is where I purchased mine. So, without further ado, I'll tell you about my whole process of finding this bike, and then I'll also break down what I think of the bike so far. And we'll do a little walk around view of the bike, and then I'll also take you on my first journey of testing out that bicycle. So when it all started out, I had an old Cannondale. It was a Cannondale Acolyte, and I've had this bike for going on 10 years now. It is a 2006 model. It has had its fair share of abuse. It has got me through college and also grad school. And now I decided that I was in my professional career and I wanted to purchase a bike that may have a little bit higher of a high price tag, but maybe one that is in newer condition and could allow me to traverse many different trail types as well as power it on roads and other surfaces. So after doing a thorough research and review and looking at different bicycles, I've decided that I wanted to go with a gravel bike. What I'm riding right now is what I would consider a hybrid bicycle. Now, I should preface this and say I am no bicycle expert. I have ridden a lot of bicycle in my life, and I have mainly ridden bicycles that are not top-tier bicycles or racing bicycles or things that you would call more specialized bicycles. But I have ridden a lot of bicycle. So when I was looking for a bike, I wanted something that kind of could do it all. I definitely did not want to sacrifice on speed or acceleration because I mainly ride on paved trails. Albeit in my area, most of the paved trails are not in the best condition. So I did not want a straight road bicycle, something that was, going to be used for straight speed or racing. But I wanted a bicycle that could kind of straddle the fence there of being both something that could be used in more rough and tough and difficult terrain, but also could be used on paved paths. So after a lot of research and looking at my price range, I decided that the Salsa Journeyer was probably a great choice for me. So I went down to my local REI store and I tested out the REI Co-op Bicycle ADV 2.2. I also tested the REI Co-op ADV 2.1 City, and then I also tested out the Salsa Journeyer with the Claris gear shift set, and then I also tried out the Salsa Journeyer with the higher end gear set, which was the Salsa Journeyer GRX. Out of all the bikes I tried there at REI, it was hands down. I knew exactly when I got on the bike that the Salsa Journeyer was for me. The Salsa Journeyer was the bike that I was looking for personally. Now it comes in 650B, or you can get it in 700C tires. For me personally, 700C tires was exactly what I was looking for because it's something that can do a little bit of light off-roading, but may not be something you want to take on rough and tough and difficult mountain bike trails. For that purpose, I have a dedicated mountain bike. It's a 29er, a Jameis Dragon. So I knew that I wanted something that is going to be more road-centric, but I didn't want a straight road bicycle due to the types of terrains that I have to deal with in my area. So the REI Co-op ADV 2.2 for the price range, it had great components, and I thought, man, this is going to be it for sure. However, upon test, it just did not seem to have the acceleration or the movement that I personally was looking for. I wanted something a little speedier, a little peppier, something that could corner really well. And not that that bike couldn't be that, but I just felt like the acceleration was not quite what I wanted. And I just could not put my finger on what it was, but it just did not quite do it for me. So after trying that out, same thing with the ADV 2.1, and then the Salsa Journeyer Claris, I was not highly impressed with, and I think that mainly had to do with me personally. I wanted at least 18 gears. The bike that I currently ride is a 27 speed bike. It has 27 different gear ratios, so I felt like that I wanted something that could allow me to mount hills quicker. And again, I'm no bike expert, so maybe it doesn't have anything to do with that, but just me personally, it just did not do it for me. But when I got on the Salsa Journeyer, man, it was like just putting on the right pair of shoes, or swinging, if you've ever swung a tennis racket, picking up that racket and just feeling that hit and just saying, yes, this is it. And for me, the Journeyer just checkmarked all the boxes. Now, like I said, I tried out the GRX. I thought it was wonderful. Man, you could get up with that thing. It felt so nice. However, with the price point, it was a little too high for me. I wanted something more in the $999 range up to max $1,300. I don't ride primarily commuter anymore like I did when I was in college and grad school, so I figured that for the recreational rider, which I am, that for that price point I could get a pretty decent bike to fit my needs. So the Salsa Journeyer, I went to REI this past Tuesday. Today's Friday, and I purchased the bike. I picked it out after trying out all the different types, and I had it shipped to my store for assembly. The process was quick and easy. The bike was ordered on Tuesday, and the bike was ready to go and be picked up on Friday. Now, of course, that's going to vary upon which area you are, but I was pleasantly surprised with not only the speed and the accuracy that my local REI store performed, but also with the overall customer service experience, par none, in my opinion. So I would highly recommend that process to anyone that is looking for a bike to be delivered, assembled, and ready for pickup. So that being said, I've given you a good breakdown. I am going to be taking the bicycle out on its first ride tomorrow. We're going on a 30-mile ride at one of the local Civil War battlefields here in my area, and so I'm going to take it out tomorrow and hopefully shoot a little video and tell you at the end of the day what my assessment is, and whether I like the bike or whether I don't. I'll tell you right now, after the small amounts of riding that I've done on it so far, it's felt wonderful. So we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow after a 30-mile ride, but I'll certainly take you guys with me, and I will give you an update along the process. So now, let's go do a walk around of the bicycle, show you the different options that you have on it, what it looks like, how it feels, and then I will take you along on our journey tomorrow, and we will give an honest review afterwards.
Well, here we are, now at the once bloody Chickamauga battlefield, where the Confederate armies once defeated the Union Army of the North, forcing them into a siege at the Battle of Chattanooga. Wanted to give y'all a walk around of the bicycle here in all its glory. Before our first ride, I want to note that I did add a water bottle holder. Of course, you've got several mounts on this bicycle. Right now, I don't plan to do any kind of bike packing, but just wanted to show a walk around of the bike. Again, this is the Salsa Journeyer. This is the Salsa Journeyer, and we're rocking the 700C tires with the Sora, Shimano Sora. It's a total of 18 gear set. It's a beautiful bike. Love the black. Very sleek. Weight comes in just about 23.5 pounds. Lighter than my past bike. It's not as light as a lot of the road bikes come now. However, it is a lot lighter than what I'm used to. I opted for the drop bar, and as you can see, the bicycle's shifters do run through the frame, which I really like. It makes it a lot easier to transport here and there. So yeah, we're going to saddle up and we're going to start this ride, and at the end of it we will take a look and see how we're feeling after a long journey. Here we go. Okay, so first light off-road test. I'm going on this gravel trail. It's mostly gravel. There's a little bit of grass. Here I've gotten to a creek I'm gonna have to lift over. I will tell you this, the Journeyer does well. It maintained its lines fairly decently. I went over some rocks, as you can see there, that are not super small. They're definitely not something that I felt wildly comfortable going over. But that being said, no issues, no chain pops, no flats, obviously. And yeah, I would definitely say that this bike has the capabilities to do these types of trails. I do not think it would be my preferred method. I think for trails that are you know, anything more than straight gravel or light off-roading, it's probably best to maintain a full mountain bike with either a hardtail or dual suspension. That being said, like I said, this bike really did maintain its straight path fairly well, and I didn't notice any issues that arose while I was going down these trails. So yeah, just to give you a heads up, you can take this bike off-road and on different trail types. So yeah, just wanted to give that little plug there. Okay, now we're back on a paved surface. Very, very good terrain here as far as the smoothness of the bicycle, and then also the road itself, which is in stark differentiation from the trail that I was just on. And let me tell you, this thing right now, obviously I'm not powering as hard as I could. I'm in the higher end of the gear ratio, and I'm just kind of out here pedaling to show you, you know, how it maintains its lines. This is a good bike, y'all. Very good bike. It is a bike that can function multiple different purposes. It is a bike that can accelerate freely, can take on light off-roading, as you saw. And so far I would highly recommend this bike. And yeah, we'll continue on. We're about 5 miles in. Does very well on this type of terrain right here. This is where it shines, I'm telling you. Not too rocky, mainly straight lined, but see, you know, there are some things up here which the bike really still has no problems going over. But you know, just to show you this, ba-boom, ba-boom. Now again, you're gonna feel a little bit more than you would on a suspension mountain bike. However, I think it's pretty darn good on these types of trails as well. Okay, so we have surmounted Snodgrass Hill, which is the highest grade that I've taken the bicycle up so far. I don't know exactly the percent grade. I will say this, the bicycle, I did not feel like I was necessarily lacking the gear in order to get up the hill, but I will say it was a little bit of a challenge surmounting it. And you know, that could be, I haven't ridden my bike in quite some time now since my other one has been kind of on the fritz, but I will say that I did not feel like that I surmounted Snodgrass Hill as easily as I was on my other bicycle. That being said, again, I wasn't necessarily lacking the gear ratio that I needed in order to climb the hill. I just thought that its ability to climb seemed a little bit sluggish compared to my previous bicycle. Now, so far, I have not noticed that going downhill or descending that I am lacking on the gear that I need to sprint. So again, the 18 gear of this Shimano Sora does seem adequate for most terrain types. And yeah, so up here on Snodgrass Hill, where the Union line held firm with several assaults from the Confederates, where the Federals were able to repulse repeatedly Confederate attacks, and then ultimately withdrew towards Chattanooga, setting up for the Battle of Chattanooga in the coming days. So yeah, let's jump back on and see how it sprints downhill. Okay guys, and that is a wrap. 24 miles down on the Salsa Journeyer Sora 700C tires. Man, I love this bike. Guys, I would highly recommend that you get on this thing if you are in the market for this type of bike. It is a fantastic ride. I will say that when it comes to ascents, you know, in my opinion, I feel like it was a little bit lacking. However, this thing downhill and in straight road, man, you can haul. No matter what I threw at it today, it did wonderfully. I took it on straight gravel, I took it on dirt, I took it on sand, I took it on pavement. Man, and I'm running the 700C, I think 38 millimeter tires, and this thing handled like a dream. I will tell you this, if you are curious about this bike, buy it. It will not disappoint you. You will enjoy it. Now, I will say, if you want something that is a little bit more off-road centric, which I took it on several off-road paths today, if you want something a little bit more off-road centric, then I would recommend you get those 650B tires, those little wider tires. I think they may be like 40 or 41 mm. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that, but and then I probably would go with a flat bar if you do want to do primarily off-road biking on this bicycle. But that is not the purpose that I got it for. I got it for light off-road use, mainly pavement. And man, this thing is just fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, overall, I would buy this bicycle again. It's a huge upgrade compared to what I was riding at the time. And I am very happy with this bicycle. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave comments in the comment section down below. If you like this video, of course, hit like. And yeah, see you on the next one.